It's another busy day in Preveng, a small town in southern Cambodia. Everything here is locally grown and freshly harvested. Scenes like this unfold daily in numerous locations all over the developing world. It's the work of millions of small farmers that makes this possible. Every day, they toil with the land and water to produce all this. Yet, behind these mundane scenes, a crisis is brewing. It's created by growing human numbers and aspirations. Our planet's land and water resources are limited, so we just have to be more efficient in using them. Now, climate change is making everything more complex and uncertain. Small farmers can play a crucial role in coping with this crisis. They have the local knowledge and ability to cope with new situations.
Every farmer is innovating all the time, adapting from one season to the next, learning what works and what doesn't as they try to grow things. And I think that's, of course, the enormous lesson that has been learnt over the last 20 or 30 or 40 years of agricultural science, that you have to link science with the expertise and knowledge and understanding that local people and local farmers have.
PROLINNOVA is a global learning network that promotes local-level innovation by small farmers. PROLINNOVA partners support farmer-led research and development. This, in turn, helps small farmers to find better ways to take care of their farmlands, livestock and water resources.
What PROLINNOVA does is it changes how that knowledge system is working. You're starting from a perspective where farmers actually know their situation, what challenges they are facing, what resources they have, and what is useful for them.
Our main goal, our aim, is to improve the capacity of the farmer, that the farmer have better capacity to produce food, to produce healthy food, safe food on a long-term basis.
PROLINNOVA partners are taking this approach to make agricultural research more relevant for small farmers.
Over the years, we have seen situations where government has spent huge resources through the formal research system, huge resources to develop technologies, and these technologies have not been used by farmers.
PROLINNOVA always works through alliances that bring together state agencies, research institutes, civil society groups and other development organizations.
The idea of the multi-stakeholder partnerships is fundamental as a strategy for PROLINNOVA country programs. And so in all of the country programs, we have established these multi-stakeholder platforms.
People all over West Africa preserve and sell smoked fish. The traditional fish smoking oven in Niger, called the banda, had not changed for generations.
Matsalolin da muka gani gare ta ai kaga yanzu ita waga ba ruhe take ba. Sannan an mun arziki hi gare ta itacen da muka sa di bakin ta ma ka gani bai da na waga. Itacen da muka sa yana da yawa ciki. To da arziki hi gaban dan nan na koma sai na koma haka na zauna. Don in na gurgusa yanzu kihin nan na kamo da wuta.
Maidaria tried to improve this banda. She closed it from the top, preventing heat loss and reducing firewood use. The proof of her efforts was soon evident.
Kihin ta hwari shi kai. Wagganan tana ruhe. Hayakin nan nan shi na ruhe da shi. Shine ka kama kihi sai haski. Yi jajjir da.
PROLINNOVA partners in Niger came across Maidaria's innovation in 2006. They helped her improve the banda further.
Workshop decided to go for joint experimentation so that we can try together with farmers and other stakeholders to solve these problems that women are facing during the smoking fish in banda.
The improved banda is typical of jointly developed innovation in PROLINNOVA to solve a local problem. It makes life easier for farmers and often increases their income. The community and local environment usually benefit too. The overall process is called Participatory Innovation Development, or PID. In this, farmers work alongside development workers, researchers and others to find practical solutions to their problems.
Ultimately, we want our efforts as a network and all of the partner organizations to have impact in improving the livelihoods of rural poor, farmers, resource managers who are struggling to address food security and livelihood issues.
Sometimes farmer innovation happens when a whole group looks for solutions. Like these Cambodian farmers working with PROLINNOVA partners to improve rice farming. They are experimenting with a method called the System of Rice Intensification, or SRI. It's based on ecological principles.
We are not going to tell a farmer transplanting young seedling, transplanting 20-30 centimeter, transplanting 10 to 15 day old seedling, no. We are helping the farmer to think, to learn, to observe how rice grow.
Together, they are learning and adapting SRI to their own specific conditions. With SRI, they can reduce water use in rice fields and need less seeds and chemical fertilizers. PROLINNOVA partners are interested not only in technological innovation, but also in social and organizational innovation. Ultimately, they want to see small farmers becoming more assertive and empowered in every possible way.
Not only for the purpose of increasing productivity, but also for access to market, access to finance. It goes beyond technology. It's more social innovation. It's more improving, more building power, building capacity of the people to do something.
The core values of the PROLINNOVA network are the spirit of inquiry, learning and sharing. Its work cuts across disciplines, hierarchies and cultures. Once a year, the country networks meet to compare notes and learn from each other. In the spring of 2010, they are meeting in the Netherlands. There's plenty to discuss.
This morning there was quite an interesting session within the meeting, asking how we're institutionalizing these processes. And what I think struck me was the diversity of methods and approaches that each of the different country programs is using to change the mindset.
PROLINNOVA encourages each country network to customize PID approaches. One size doesn't fit everyone.
So some are working with universities and intervening at the curriculum development level. Others are working with ministries of agriculture. And you always start with believers and starting to change their practice with the idea that that influences the whole spectrum. Others are working actually with the ministers and starting to influence it top down. Others are just working with farmers and pushing the farmers to start getting their work recognized.
Some are attending this partner meeting for the first time.
My expectation now is to continue to learn about the others and also to put on the table our own small experience of what we are doing in terms of innovation in my country.
PROLINNOVA has now become an international community of practice, nurturing farmer innovation and change in how research is done. This experience is attracting interest and comment from a wider audience.
It's very easy to see lots of isolated good stories of the work of PROLINNOVA, but what does that really add up to? Is it contributing to driving seas of change, or is it still lots of little islands of success?
It hasn't been easy to get to this point.
It is a struggle to make the connections between creativity and innovation processes at community with more structured and formal research and development sectors, particularly in the agriculture world.
One test of success is how all this influences government policies.
But for these systems to be sustainable and to really be taken up by all the institutions, research institutions, extension institutions, we have to make sure that governments and the policy level is backing this process.
We think that there are strategic places where we can influence policymakers. We can carry out good awareness work because we will be near policymakers. But we want to generate evidence, to gather evidence, and show them, you see, with the PID, we did this.
A decade into the 21st century, international development has entered a particularly turbulent time. This challenges everyone involved in agricultural research.
In the coming decade, what PROLINNOVA needs to do is to look more across scale. So it needs to understand how to link local with more national and global change processes.
In the final analysis, PROLINNOVA's work improves farmers' ability to feed a world that's both crowded and warming.
If that adaptive capacity doesn't exist, there's just no way that people are going to be able to respond to the challenges and changes that are coming in a way that will enable them to have a livelihood and to have a living and to feed their children. So yeah, PROLINNOVA I think is a critical sort of initiative for the coming decades.
If you get a small group of people who have the same shared vision, have a very strong commitment like that, you can move. You can move anything, you can move everything. But just take time.
It's the only way to be able to, on a very large scale across the globe, harness the intellectual resources and collective action resources that communities and farmers possess, to be able to harness them quickly to make an impact within their own locality.
PROLINNOVA is not going to change the entire world, but it can influence each of those organizations. It can also influence the communities, so that the communities are the ones we discuss, the 21st century communities, who know what their issues are.